For years, you've been asking me to try a downhill bike, and I still never have, which is strange because I've spent 30 years on a mountain bike. I've followed professionals down expert lines, but I've done all of that on a trail bike. Mid-travel, nimble, familiar, it's what I'm used to. I don't even like riding enduro bikes because they're too big and mushy. So it follows that a downhill bike would be even worse. But this isn't just a downhill bike, this is a World Cup race bike that Nico set up just for me yesterday. It's even my size. So there are no excuses today. If I'm not faster on this downhill bike than I am on my trail bike, then I should just stop trying and you can stop asking. This is really gonna be my first time on a downhill bike, and it's on a trail I've never been on before. And so I'm gonna take my trail bike, the bike I'm used to, the bike I ride all the time, down this course for the first time, and then immediately jump on the downhill bike so I can feel the difference. Okay, let's see what Easy A is all about. Oh, holy wood chips. Oh, this is cool. Nico told me this course was big and open, and so that's really where a downhill bike's gonna separate from a trail bike. On tight stuff, a smaller bike might help you. This is just my kind of track. It's like rutted out and natural, pretty raw. Although it's called Easy A, what do we got here? Oh, okay. It's still a black diamond. It's steep. We're losing elevation fast. My whole world is rattling over these braking bumps. It'd be really fun to follow somebody on this trail who actually knows the lines, but okay, step down, get a little more speed for that next time. It's very much open, and I see why Nico says this would be a good, wow, that was a bad line. I see why Nico says this would be good for a downhill bike, because I feel like my entire world is rattling. I can barely see because it's such a fast track. Okay, so you can go really, ooh, that is a straight up tire buzz bottom out. Okay, step up. This is wide open. I'll go faster next time. That's a step down. Oh, and I wasn't ready for that. So there's a step up at the end. Okay, very used to this bike, not used to that trail. I was clapping my suspension everywhere, completely bottoming it out. My seat buzzed my wheel a few times. This is gonna be interesting, but at least the bike I'm about to be on is made for it. Okay, you guys are actually experiencing my first time riding a downhill bike here. It feels crazy. There's all the suspension in front of you. The cockpit just feels like, I don't know, like you're in a fighter jet. Not used to this bike. It's gonna feel totally alien. And so I'm gonna make good decisions. Okay, wow, that is different. I would say there's a good chance, wow, that I'm not going as fast as I did on the trail bike, but holy crap, this feels like a couch. Okay, let's see. This is one section where I clapped my trail bike. Oh my God, the brakes are so strong. I have Mavens on my trail bike, but the rotors are smaller. I couldn't even tell you if I'm going faster or slower right now. I have no idea. We're gonna time it later against my trail bike. I'm just trying to get a feel for this thing. Wow, oh. Okay, I'm starting to see what this is about. I was expecting to just feel a clap there, I guess by default. I didn't catch a transition. I thought it was gonna be violent, and it was just cush. Okay, I didn't catch that step down last time. Part of it's because each run I'm gonna learn the trail a little bit. Okay, took really bad lines last time. Gonna decide which way to take there in the future. Okay, definitely came through this split faster on the trail bike. Okay, here again, didn't make it, but this time I didn't clap. I gotta try to remember where all this stuff is. Okay, made that one that time. Okay, didn't catch that one. Wow! That was a totally different experience. Am I faster on it? I honestly have no idea. We're not gonna time this stuff until later. Was it more fun? I don't know, I gotta get used to it. And it was different than I thought. So first of all, I thought that only the big bumps were gonna be different and that the small ones weren't. It's all different. Everything is softer and more plush, and you would think that sort of dumbs down the trail, but you're kind of going fast and the bike comes alive. I've never been on a bike like this before, and I hit the jump at the end. I felt okay. But I still feel more confident on my trail bike, and I still feel like there were a lot of sections there, especially the tricky ones, where I definitely rode better on my trail bike. And so we'll see if that changes by the end of the day. But there was a moment up there where I went off a step down, and I didn't quite catch the transition, and I was just expecting to feel the whole bike just clap out and completely rattle all my bones, and it didn't. It just landed and kept going. And so the more my mind realizes that that's a thing, that can happen, that I have the ability to just go off of stuff and keep going, I think I'm gonna ride differently. And so I wanna take another run on this bike. I keep reaching for the dropper post cable so I can pedal back up. That is not a thing on a downhill bike. Downhill bikes are made for just sprinting. That's all the pedals are there for. The rest of the time, you're either standing up and pedaling on a mushy bike, or you are walking the bike. Okay, lap 2 on the downhill bike. It's a little dusty, which is rare for North Carolina. Okay, definitely going in with more confidence now. Some of that is because I know the trail, and some of that's because I know the bike. No question I'm going faster this time than I did on the downhill bike first run. I still don't know if it's faster than the trail bike though. When I'm in the loose stuff, I should let go a little bit more. I feel like I have to dial it in, but the wheelbase really helps with stability. Okay, caught it that time. Didn't catch that one, we'll do next time. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to figure that section out too. Oh! I'm starting to have fun. I'm starting to have a little fun. I know the line's a little better, and so I'm going faster. I'm coming in with more confidence, but I'm also starting to scare myself a little bit more because you can go really, really fast. So it's fun, you guys are right, but downhill bikes are also expensive and they're big, and you can't just have a downhill bike as your only bike because then you can't like ride enduro and trails and stuff like that. And so it's definitely a big commitment. If you're racing, is it actually faster? Well, the conventional knowledge is it absolutely is, but is it faster for me? Well, I downloaded an app. Actually, one of you guys made it. It's free. It's called MTB Timer. And so I'm gonna time lapse on my trail bike and the downhill bike to kind of get a feel for which one is faster. And I'm gonna alternate so that the practice on the course has no effect. So let's take just another run on the downhill bike to feel out the course, and then we're gonna start timing them. Okay, another practice run on the downhill bike, and then the timers come out. Last year, a scammer impersonated me, stealing bikes in my name. He went to jail, but do you know who doesn't? Data brokers who sell your information completely legally. While it might be legal, it's not right. Delete Me helps you fight back by initiating takedown requests on your behalf. I've been a customer for 3 years, and in that time, they've reviewed over 10,000 listings, updating me monthly on removals. So-called people search sites are among the biggest offenders. Legally, those sites must provide a way for you to opt out, but submitting requests is time-consuming. And worse yet, they expire. That's an endless task that few of us have time for. I certainly don't. And because those removals can be tricky, Delete Me employs actual human beings to handle the hairy stuff, a detail that sets them apart from competitors. You can even speak to a privacy advisor about any concerns or even custom requests. Other sites masquerade as privacy services when actually they're the ones selling your info. It's super messed up, but Delete Me is abundantly transparent. Their site even provides free resources on removing these listings manually. you don't even need to sign up. But if you do sign up, you can get 20% off Delete Me with code BERM20. So follow the link or scan this QR code to start taking better care of your digital hygiene now. Thank you to Delete Me for sponsoring this video and for the endless cleanup they've done on my behalf. I'm out of breath because I was going faster. That was my 3rd lap on the trail with the downhill bike, 4th lap total. And so I know the trail better now. Now it's gonna get interesting. You're just gonna press start. Okay. And then when I pass there, like we discussed, you're just gonna press finish. And then when we get to the bottom, they sync, and then we're gonna have a time. Okay, I'm on my trail bike. Why? Well, I'm gonna alternate trail bike, downhill bike, trail bike, downhill bike, 3 laps on each, and we're gonna time them all. This way, as I get more practice on the course, we're not giving one bike the advantage. All right, just give me like a Mario Kart tone.
All right.
Boop, 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 beep. Okay. Actually, I feel like a superhero on my trail bike. Like, it's so easy to throw around, but there's a good chance I'm not going as fast. It's sort of like when you're on a little mini bike and then you get in like an SUV, you feel like you're going 2 different speeds. Okay, actually, I was not able to stop as easy, which is weird. The tires are not that much different. Okay, that rock garden's coming up. Okay, gotta get in the right gear here. Downhill bike feels like it's always in the right gear for sprinting. Oh, I didn't come into that fast enough to clear it. Oh, my hands are so smoked there. I didn't even roast that step up. Okay, step down that we cased. Okay, woo! I am absolutely smoked. Rich is gonna come back, we're gonna see what my time was, and then we're gonna do the same run on the downhill bike. Go to results, I'm gonna scan to sync. Data synced successfully. 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Does that sound right?
A little slow, but I think you can get up to speed.
What does Nico get on that one? You know?
Like 45 seconds.
Like 45 seconds?
Probably like a minute and a half, something like that.
Okay, I have to beat 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I'm not gonna know until I get to the bottom and we sync the clocks. Just for your information, this is a Frameworks downhill bike, so it's Nico's company, and I asked him what model bike this was, and he said,
we just call it Frameworks Downhill.
That's why everybody loves Frameworks. There's not a whole lot of marketing going on. They're just trying to make as good of bikes as possible. And that's why if I'm trying a downhill bike for the first time, this is the only one I'm interested in. And so far, it is not disappointed. All right, Mario Kart start. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, I was in the wrong gear. Okay, not off to the best start. And it feels alien to me again, but I think we're gonna make it up. I'll tell you what, I feel a lot safer on the downhill bike. Like here, boom, we just land and then we can stop. But I don't know if I'm faster. 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I have no idea what the clock says right now. I think that rock garden's coming up. Little G out here, step down, try and take the same lines each time. We're nearing the end. Coming through. Okay, step down. Step down. Woo! I am smoked. It's actually trying to go fast. The suspense is killing me. Where's Rich? So in looking at the time on my camera, I think it's gonna be really close. Once Rich comes, I can like scan the phone and we can see what the times are. I'm freaking dying. I think it's gonna be close. So you go to results.
Results. Scan to sync.
Scan to sync and then scan this. 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So I beat my time by 3 seconds.
It's a good improvement.
It's a good improvement, and I made a couple of meaningful mistakes. When I took off from the start gate, I was in the highest gear because I'm used to a trail bike where the highest gear is really not that high. and I could barely even pedal the thing. And then around one corner where I normally sprint, I was also in too high of a gear because it was kind of a slow section, and I still beat my time by 3 seconds. But I'm about to go back on the trail bike. I have more practice on the course. Maybe I can make up some time. I feel like I'm starting to remember this course a little bit better. And when I get back on the trail bike does not feel like crippled. It feels really good. Feels like what I'm used to, and it feels fun and playful, but I can't say I'm as confident. Well, it's literally set up like a race course right now. If I'm going as fast as I feel like I'm going, I might beat my downhill time. Catch that step down, yes. Okay, let's dial in the speed here. Oh, took the wrong line in the rock garden, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Made it that time on the trail bike. Should probably try to catch that step down. Okay, final stretch. Okay, step down. Step down. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Now the suspense is really killing me. I really feel like I nailed that run on the trail bike. Each run I'm getting more practice. Where the hell is Rich? Lap 3, trail bike. I think I might have beat my downhill bike time. 2:23. Actually, I did beat the downhill bike. So actually, the trail bike, I got 2:23.74, and the DH bike, I got 2:23.97, which is within the margin of error for us like pressing the button and doing like a Mario Kart start in.
I pressed it a tad late on that one.
Okay, so we're gonna call it a tie then.
Yes.
And on each run, I'm getting better at the course. And so I tied the downhill bike on my trail bike. I actually made up all that time. But if you remember, I started in the wrong gear on the downhill bike. And then again on the course, I was in the wrong gear. So this time, I'm gonna make sure I'm in the right gear. I've gotta beat 2:23. Okay, this is gonna be tough to make up. Mario Kart count-in. Okay, that time, we're in the right gear. Oh yeah. Okay, off to a really good start. Each time the lines get better, each time more used to the bike. I can see how racing and trying to always beat your time will get you into trouble because it turns into a game, but it's a game you could like get killed doing. Okay, felt like I lost a little speed there. But I'm in the right gear to sprint out of it. Do I even want the downhill bike to be faster? Oh yeah. It's getting dustier throughout the day too. Why am I taking this line? I took the inside line on the trail bike last time. That might have cost us. Try and make up time anywhere I can. Okay. Being in the right gear for pedaling is essential. Oh, got hung up there. Okay, step down. Oh. Okay, I have no idea. I made quite a few mistakes, but I got off to the right start. I was in the right gear. I knew the lines, sorta. This one might be really close. Okay. This is the moment of truth. I think it's gonna be close. Lap 4 DH bike, right?
Yeah.
Guess.
2:23.05.
2:20.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Good work.
I thought you guys would be more enthusiastic for me. 2:20. So even with those mistakes, I still beat the trail bike. And it's 2:20.68, and the trail bike was 2:23.74. So that's a legit 3 seconds that I beat it by while making mistakes. I think at this point, it's safe to say I'm faster on a downhill bike.
I'd say so.
Well, we got another lap on the trail bike, and we've got another lap on the downhill bike to really settle the score. Now I really know the course. Let's do it. So why would a downhill bike be faster? The tires kind of look the same, the wheels are the same size. Well, it's got a longer wheelbase, which makes you more stable. It's got a whole bunch of travel. So my trail bike has 150 millimeters of travel. This thing is more like 200. And then the same in the rear, it's way more. Everything about the bike, from the geometry to the wheelbase to the travel, is just optimized for going downhill and is terrible for pedaling. Okay, I'm not superstitious, but I probably shouldn't say this is the last chance to beat any times on the trail bike. This is the final lap on the trail bike. Am I in the right gear? Yes, Mario Kart count-in. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. This is it. We know the course. I feel like it's getting a little drier throughout the day too. 220. Is what we're trying to beat. I have no idea what the time is right now. Okay, diving into that, I definitely feel more comfortable on a downhill bike. You know what it is? I can't see on the trail bike. My whole world is rattling. So I'm just looking for those smooth lines. And on a downhill bike, I don't really care as much. I'm just kind of charging through them. So I could see if you were trying to beat your best time, the downhill bike gives you a serious advantage. Okay, terrible line. That might cost me, but will it? I got 220 taking that line on a downhill bike. Yes, caught that. Been too chicken to do this one because it'll run out. Okay, in it. We're getting towards the end here. Okay, don't slow down now. I flat bottomed that jump. I'm really out of breath. It felt good. I felt like I did good. Did I beat 220? I don't know. I'm really, really, really hoping I beat it because I gave it my all. The trail bike was bottoming out. There was rocks hitting into the frame. I was going everywhere. It's really fun trying to beat your time.
All right, moment of truth.
Okay, I think that run was pretty good. All right, the suspense is killing me. Okay, race results, scan it. 2:22.99.
All right.
The downhill bike still holds it, and I actually beat my trail bike time. I had taken an inside line at one point. I feel like there were a couple little differences, but I officially did faster on the downhill bike. The next run on the downhill bike, I'm just trying to beat the downhill bike.
It's consistently about 3 seconds faster on the downhill bike.
Consistently 3 seconds faster on a 2-minute course. 3 seconds, same rider, is an eternity. Okay, you guys were right, I was wrong. Let's see if I can beat, what was it, 220?
220.
220. So the question is, am I gonna build myself a downhill bike? Well, I would only do that if I wanted to start racing, because otherwise I don't actually have enough time to put a downhill bike through its paces. But I might have caught the race bug, like trying to beat your own time, the competitiveness. That's a little bit in my nature, but I've never entered races because I'm always just inundated. I don't have enough time to set aside days to train, but that could be changing. I'm not saying I'm gonna enter a race, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna build a downhill bike, but I'm also not saying that I'm not gonna do it. Lap 6, DH bike, give me a Mario Kart count-in. Okay. Oh, okay, that's gonna cost me. Let's lock in, Seth. Lock in. Concentrate. Okay. Definitely getting drier and dustier throughout the day, but knowing the course makes a big difference. 220, come on. Okay, that rock garden's coming up. Gotta remember to take the inside. Yes, here we go. Maybe we can make up some time with that. Blew that one turn. Okay, we're doing this. Okay. Okay, getting towards the end. Here we go. Okay, don't blow it. Okay, step down. Okay. 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 That still counts, right?
You're all right.
I'm all right. Oh, okay, this is like a perfect brand new downhill bike. I don't see any damage, maybe a little scratch in the lever. I got a little bit of damage. It's a real scrape. That is exactly what I was afraid of if I start trying to race and do times. And it was right where it's dry. Okay. And there's a slight turn, and I wasn't even coming close to the landing. I was just overshooting it because I don't actually know what I'm doing. But it's gonna be really interesting to see what that time was. Maybe I should have had a long sleeve shirt. Wow, that is deep. Lap 6 DH bike. Start 2:57 p.m. in 22 seconds. Results. You imagine all that and I didn't even beat my time? 2 minutes, 19 seconds, 93.
Nice.
Worth it.
Worth it. Okay, so we learned a few things today, but the first thing is, what are really fast racers getting on that course?
For Downhill Southeast 2025 last year, on the same track, that's Cat 2-3 raced it, fastest time was 2:14. So you're 5 seconds off from winning Cat 2-3.
So in one way, it seems like, wow, that's really close. Remember what I told you about a second being an eternity? They're at the finish line 5 seconds before me. That's insane. I feel like if I did that course like 20 times, I could eventually shave off a second, maybe a second and a half. That is just insane. The other thing we really learned is that downhill bikes really are faster. It's not just like a thing. It's not because people just think they're cool. They're actually faster. That's a bike I'd never ridden in my life. And my trail bike that I've ridden everywhere, I couldn't beat my time on it. And also, I probably shouldn't be racing. I probably shouldn't be trying to beat times. But thank you, Rock Creek Bike Park, Nico, Cali, Frameworks, and thank you, Delete Me, for sponsoring this video. This is a service I actually use, so check them out in the link below. And thanks for riding with me today. I'll see you next time.